live. Okay. Hello everyone, this is the engineer and we're going over the notes, the patch notes. I'm a bit late because I've not been well and also game issues, but let's read through it. Engineer, most of the time engineers were taking turret skills and never deploying the turret because the tool belt skill was too important to be overridden by the detonate turret skill. So what happened before is that the explode turret was on here and you couldn't use any of these skills. So if I had up, for example, I don't know, healing turret, like I couldn't use regenerating mist or whatever. Not that I would use it at the same time much, but that is a thing. So as an example, and also, you know, things like flame turret, where is it? Had a really good AoE ability, like throw napalm or something. Not that I use turrets a lot, but like, you know, that normally was taken up by the explode turret, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. So it's not too bad. That's good, you know. It makes turrets a little bit more usable, a little bit more damage and whatnot. They got nerfed a long time ago. I had no part in that. It was not my fault. I haven't got a 28,000 viewer video based on turrets, so that's fine. Okay, so two-belt skill is always available even if you deploy the turret, because many of the overcharge skills weren't very tactical and much easier to just press on cooldown. We've changed these skills to automatically activate the moment of the turret is placed instead. Since this means the turret can only be overcharged once per deployment, we've reduced the recharge of a few turrets to compensate. So what that means now is, example, turret's going to go down, I have to hit him I think, and that's going to overcharge automatically and only once while it's up. Which could be a bit crap, in all honesty, because, you know, that's the thing. So when I pull it back up, it's 30-second cooldown. If I explode it, it's 40 seconds. So there's a difference, remember, in the cooldowns, of course. Remember, if you detonate it or not. So flame turret puts down the AoE ring. Obviously, I can do all the things there as well. Grab us some stealth or whatever we want to do. So, you know, not too bad. Acid bomb is ridiculous. Still, obviously, you know, it's going to overcharge it. Cooldown, there you go, 15 seconds. But if you explode it, or if you detonate it, sorry, it's going to be 20 seconds. So remember always that the amount of time is like 5 seconds off. So if I put healing turret, actually is completely different. I have to get used to this. So now that goes healing mist. Then I got to press it again to get my AoE healing. 20-second cooldown if I actually detonate it. If I don't and pick it up, it's 15 seconds. So remember, that's not really changed. Some of the recharge times on these have changed, but now healing turret is actually even easier to heal with, and people cannot mess this up because it literally is put it down, wait for the mist there, then press it again and you get AoE healing and get a boost. You don't have to screw around with a different button. It's literally the same button. And this is going to stay as well. So I can now put the flame turret down, and then I can put my free down as well. You know, extra burns. And I wonder, will that be a thing? I don't think that'll be a thing for raids, but you know, it means it's a little bit more extra. It's a little extra damage, utility. Same with that one. I can put the AoE missile down. Boom. Will I ever take turrets in PvP again? I doubt it very much. Have they fixed necromancy yet? I am not sure. We're doing this during the stream as well, by the way, everyone. So it's okay. I mean, you know, it's nice. Let's have a look at the other things. You can ask questions in chat, but I don't know about the necro at the moment. The epidemic bug or whatever it was. Okay, so some big changes. If you PvP. I guess if you do other things as well. Medpack drop. This skill will now remove all 14 conditions for up to 5 allies upon impact. Problem I have with this is I don't know if this is 14... I don't know if this is per medpack, when it's dropped, because I don't ever remember using this before and I cannot find any written information, which kind of sucks. But I was testing it yesterday. And when I picked up a med pack, I removed conditions, and I couldn't keep the conditions up. So I'm going to test that today in PvP when we play, because I haven't had time to. So that's the thing. If anyone knows any different, please like mention that. Bulwark Gyro, the cooldown of this skill has been increased from 20 to 25 seconds in PvP only. PvP only. There you go. And it's the same with Purge, I believe, as well. So that's less survivability, less stability, less super speed, if you think about it in that way. Which kind of sucks. It's not the greatest thing in the world. So basically, they're still continuing to nerf survivability of the Engineer and the Scrapper. Which is not great at the moment, to be fair, because like we're being kind of pushed out as it is, but not as much as Warrior, apparently. So that's a problem. It's not a problem, it should be a thing, I guess. Purge Gyro, the cooldown of this skill has been increased from 20 to 25 seconds, PvP only. So there are some PvP only changes, which is not horrible, but less survivability once again. Still, I would argue that Purge Gyro is better than taking Elixir C, just because it's like still a 32-second cooldown. But you know, also there is a tool belt skill as well. So maybe, you know, there could be an argument to run that. Turrets no longer need to be overcharged. Something in the turret will automatically overcharge it once. So Detonate Turret, the skill has been moved off the tool belt skill and is now a flip skill for the associated turret. So it's down there. Now this is interesting. Thumper Turret reduced recharge to 40 seconds. Overcharged attack now launches foes straight up instead of out of the turret's attack range. So the turret now, it used to be, you know, knockback city with that bloody thing. It was awesome fun. But now it just knocks them up. Whether or not it's going to do that, I have to wait and see. There you go. You can see it just kind of knocks him down. It would normally have knocked him away. It's still pretty good. It's overcharging. Is it continue to overcharge? No. Okay, so that's the thing. Healing Turret fixed the bug that caused this turret to show a water combo field instead when was not presented. Yes, that was annoying and good, that's fixed. Flame Turret reduced recharge to 20 seconds. Cool. Rocket Turret reduced recharge to 40 seconds. Destination Pulse fixed the bug that caused the effect from this to incorrectly reflect its radius. The two big changes which I didn't talk about, which are at the top, which is the reason why I'm talking about them now, and they kind of suck. Bunker Down. Where's Bunker Down? There we go. Got to change. The cooldown of this trait has been increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds in PvP only. So create a proximity mine and med kit at your location when you're critically hit. Less healing. You know, if you think about the amount of heals you're going to get out of that in, say, you know, 10, 20 seconds, that's still quite a lot. And damage as well. So that's a problem. So that's survivability and a bit of damage taken away. Not that, you know, you'd ever always be hit by the mine. Protection injection. This is a big one. The cooldown of this trait has been increased from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. Ouch. So gain protection whenever you are disabled by stun, daze, knockdown, knockback, launch, float, sink, or fear. Now, if Necro is going to be even bigger than it was before, that's going to suck. So yeah, it's up to 10 seconds now. So they're not removing the passivity. There you go. Sorry, I can't speak because my nose. Of the traits and whatnot, and completely. They're just making the cooldown bigger until I expect it to be changed in the expansion. And whether or not they'll change all this stuff is another thing as well, to be fair. But it sucks. Like, that's quite a big one. So we're going to go into PvP and see how it goes. Ignore this in the moment because that's going to be that. I was just screwing around with a build. Other big changes. There have been sigil changes, which we're not going to really talk about too much right now. We're going to talk about that in another video. But sigil changes are quite big. So at the moment, they took out things like air, fire, and a lot of others. I need to double check exactly which ones they are. But for example, like I can't use air now and fire on my hammer if I want to. So now instead, they've got some awesome sigils like Sigil of Battle. I think that's been increased, and Sigil of Courage and whatnot as well. So on hit, gain mine for 10 seconds with cooldown of 2 seconds. I think they changed that. I'm not sure if they did. Sigil of Battle is now 4 stacks of might for 5 seconds. You can swap one in combat and cooldown 9 seconds. I don't think they've changed a massive amount of those completely. But anything, yeah. Anything on crit has been removed, as Controversy said in the chat. So I've got to double check that myself. But now I'm going for more sustained damage. So Engie, if he's got these two sigils, can really sustain like a max might stacking of like 25 stacks pretty easily. Especially if you weapon swap. So, you know, I'm going in hammer, bang, bang, bang. You can see at the bottom of my screen, 5 stacks, 7. We're now at 10, for example. Now we've gone up to 19, boom, 21, 24. And, you know, you get it, you know. 22. We'd hit him with the hammer, boom, boom. We'll get to 25 in the end. I can't find anything with enough HP because I've gone for the stupid things. But you get the net, right? Okay. And the amount of damage is not too bad either. There you go, 25. It's normally you can withstand it pretty much. Like it's pretty much 25 the whole thing. So there's other things. I think Geomancy was removed, right? Okay, yeah, it was. All the Hydromancies, like a lot more of the passivity has been removed, even though, you know, this obviously that's what sigils are, but you know, those kind of things which can carry quite hard. And they've reduced the list. Like there's not as many as there were. I think it's a good idea to reduce the amount of things. I always didn't. Air and fire was cool. It could bring your damage back up, but I think those sigils were really important for classes in terms of, you know, bringing their damage up when, you know, they weren't getting it through traits and stuff, which is really stupid in my opinion. You shouldn't have to just use sigils and whatnot to bring your build up to scratch and up to meta. You should be able to use that in your build, and sigils should be a small amount of, you know, utility and whatnot. It should never be like a main feature, you know, like air and fire were quite important for many people, especially like for Engie as well, to keep up like a good amount of damage. And it encourages you to go elsewhere in traits. So I like that, but also, you know, it kind of sucks. Like if something goes tits up and you need damage, you can't just go to air or fire because you can't. But now I can go to might and grab more might stacks. I mean, you know, that was a lot of extra damage. And it's not that difficult to get. So that's pretty much it for now. We're going to do we're going to go through the sigils as well at some point. We will. But that's going to be another time. So we're going to queue with Controversy. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching here, let's carry on. There we go.